Hello, music listeners, underground enthusiasts, and people who just can't let that elf bar go. We're back with another weekly roundup of songs that I heard this week. Maybe you've heard them too. Who knows? I mean, I'm getting a lot of these from you guys, so the math would add up. But, anyways, we have a couple songs to go through for this week. Quite a few, actually, that caught my eye that I thought were worth talking about. But let's not waste time. Let's just get right into it. Let's just talk. Let's just do it. And to start out, we have Thermonuclear, Nuke Tears 2 by blackwinterwells. And this song is great. We talked about blackwinterwells a little bit last week. I think it was last week with Tehran. And this time we have a song with very funny and incredibly overbearing DJ voice lines. My favorite being Shadow Wizard Money Gang. I thought that was I thought that was a good touch. But you have these wide synths with a bouncy 808 kind of pushing the song forward. And the vocals are very fast paced and floaty, very much keeping your attention, very engaging, and with multiple shifts in like the beat and switches in like the flow. It's a very rapid fire song. And it very much forces you to pay attention. I think this is a great entry from blackwinterwells. Very, very consistent. I love it. I think this is great. And then up next, we have MK plus Ultra from Do Not Resurrect. Just recently interviewed Do Not Resurrect. And in that interview, Rez showed that he was a very passionate and talented artist. And this song that dropped kind of around the same time as the interview also proves this. The Spanish guitar intro kind of gives it a bit of a Western vibe, but when the boom bap percussion comes in, it shifts its focus to provide a much more dark noir theme in a way. And Do Not Resurrect's flows on this are impeccable. They're super tight and they're super smooth, and they flow together wonderfully. And the pacing of Rez's lyrics matched with the bouncy and abrasive percussion make this song feel kind of like an instant classic in his discography. Then up next we have a lesson in ring psychology from Dollywood. The ambient and airy chords that kind of drone under Dollywood's cocky and chaotic bars make this for a very airy and atmospheric track. And it feels disjointed in a way, sort of a stream of consciousness type flow, which isn't a bad thing. I think it illustrates a certain mood and emotion very well. And then I don't really know how a song manages to feel so modern and present day and nostalgic at the same time, but this song manages to do so. Then we have Forever by mercykill. It's a bit more of a somber approach from mercykill, at least in the lyrics. Still showcasing that trademark aggression, but with some more nuanced and subtle emotion sprinkled underneath. And the production on this is super complimentary to Mercy's vocals, with the spacey keys kind of filling the space in between the spiky trap drums and the smooth, yet still kind of stuttered 808s. It's a great entry from Mercy, and I would love to hear more like this from him in the future. And then we got Evan Carr with Open the Door featuring Sophia Malone. King Theta provides a pretty folky, finger-picked backing guitar to kind of elevate and support Evan's somber and weary vocals. And then the background harmonies are very ethereal and pretty, and they fill out the space very, very nicely with some pretty beautiful lyrics being delivered from Evan here. And then Sophia comes in with a high and airy voice that provides a good counterbalance to Evan's melancholy delivery, and the eventual blend of her vocals into his are gorgeous. Both know how to make their vocals work with each other, and it provides a compelling and emotional duet, especially at the end, and that if given a cleaner and more straightforward mix, it would feel right at home on like a Wild Child record. We got a new Guardin track this week with It Lives Where I Live. Guardin's flow on this is familiar but welcome, kind of like a story that your parents have read to you dozens of times, but you never get bored of. And this is where Guardin shines, and in most of his music. His weak and weary and raspy voice acts as the perfect vessel to deliver excellent atmosphere and world building in his music. It Lives Where I Live is no exception to this talent, and the lyrics delivered are detailed, eerie, and introspective, and Guardin, somewhere along the way has found something that works for him and over the time has perfected it. And I think It Lives Where I Lives is a very important and notable track that showcases this incredible consistency and talent that Guardin has. Then we got Addy with Self-Sabotage. This recent addition kind of is the next step or showcase in Addy's transformative shift into pop music, with each endeavor shying further away from his endearing break-ins influences into something that is more unique to him. And the vocal confidence on this is some of his best, and with conviction displayed in the delivery and multiple flows and pitch shifts to show that Addy does have range and that he definitely knows how to show it off. And the chorus on here is shaky at worst and ridiculously infectious at best, proving that Domino Infect and Medusa were only the beginning of what Addy has in store for us. And I'm very excited to see a further development of the sound. Addy is constantly impressing me, and Self-Sabotage is a step in the right direction. Then we have Greenday by Bugboi. Bugboi showing some co-production on this track. Riding off the high of last month's Siren Lover, Bugboi continues to provide some pretty spacey and eerie vocals over very droning and atmospheric synths. And at just 1 minute and 32 seconds long, Greenday acts as a quick peer into another dimension, surrounding you with disorienting sound design and almost apathetic vocals. I like this track a lot. I think it is a great follow-up to Siren Lover, and I think, like Siren Lover, it has a very unique and compelling aesthetic that I can very much get behind. Good job. Coming up, we got Haylo from Teenage Disaster. I have been loosely following Teenage Disaster's dive into analog horror and related aesthetics and concepts, and the impact that it has had on his music, and his sort of established brand of horrorcore punk rap has only elevated an already unique sound. The sound design of Haylo is part 16-bit horror and part analog horror ARG. Teenage Disaster's vocals on this are noticeably more distorted than normal, but they fit right in with the crunchy beeps and intense drums and abrasive sound effects. The visceral lyrics matched with the aggressive and growled vocals make this a 1 minute and 20-second song a very fun yet short trip into Teenage Disaster's mind. Then we got a new one from cherryrizla, That's the Way It Goes. Spacey and sort of retro aesthetic synths kind of slowly build over cherryrizla's soft vocals, and I love how much can be said in a short amount of time in the first half of the song. These almost whispered vocals get some wonderful lyrics out, but they're not too oversharing, they're not too overbearing. You know, they say what needs to be said, and then these subtle vocals lead into some slightly distorted guitar, which I like a lot. I think it cuts through the synths nicely and sort of breaks up the monotony that is showcased in the first third of the track. And I don't say monotony in a bad way, it's just, you know, the song it's very droning, it's very ambient to begin with. And then for the song's energetic climax, you have the vocals becoming heavily distorted and emotional, and they blend in with the carefully crafted cacophony of instruments and sounds, and it kind of has one of those endings to a song that I can only describe as emotionally appealing, you know, transcending a quality that cannot be quantified or measured by how which notes are being played, but by something more than that. And I think that it's a very impressive and difficult sound and emotional appeal to achieve, and I think cherryrizla really hits the nail on the head here. Then we have what I believe is maybe the most standout track of the week with Applied Demonology 2 with zombAe, produced by blackwinterwells by murrurmur, and this song is wild, like straight up like spooky, kind of scary in a way. The occult themes match with murrurmur's chanted intro vocals that sharply cut into raspy and intense growls and screams over these reversed and distorted 808s really make for an incredibly engaging and compelling song. And then zombAe comes in and provides an equally chaotic energy that is a little more structured and straightforward in terms of like a rap verse, but it's definitely still not devoid of some delightfully distressed vocal delivery for the track. This song's fantastic. The vocals from both artists are eerie and in your face. These sort of like chanted and eerie bits of the song with the high vocals kind of mixing in with the screamed vocals are really, really fun to listen to. And, you know, having all of this tied together with some blackwinterwells production makes this for a really solid song that more of you need to listen to. Up next, we have Lighthouse by Flesh Golem. Flesh Golem's bold and smooth vocals over a somewhat poppy and occasionally EDM-inspired track make this for a pretty bright and engaging song, and the vocal performance is definitely the shining part of this track. It's just so clean. It is smooth and clean, and it sits in the mix so nicely. I appreciate how catchy it is. I really do, and I'm looking forward to future tracks from Flesh Golem. I think this is a really good introduction for me, and I'm looking forward to diving in a little deeper. And then finally, we have Dad Hat from carlby. Pekarot and Extra Large Holiday Card provide a very nice slow-moving soft rock backing beat to kind of let carlby glide and croon over, and as always, carlby's vocals are clean as hell, with melodramatic and introspective lyrics pushing the song along. And as much as I love, you know, we all know that I love carlby's very catchy and poppy hooks and songs, but this is a great context to see him in. It's a beautiful song. It really is. It's very pretty. The lyrics, like I said, are introspective and emotional and intelligently written. I don't know. I love to hear this song. I think it's a great turn for Carl, and I think more of this would definitely not be something to complain about. And that's all of them. That's all the songs. Did you listen to them? Did you not listen to them? Are you going to? Let me know. Comment. More of you, just comment. Just be like, oh yeah, I heard that blackwinterwells song, I thought it was good. Or, oh hey, I heard that carlby song and it was called Dad Hat, but I'm more of a mom beanie person. I'm more of a Coors beanie person than a Dad Hat person. I didn't quite like that song. Let me know what you think. And while you're typing out those comments, I'm gonna go to bed. Bye.